Monday. It is another start of a week. It's another start of another craziness in the world. And it's just unbelievable. Anyways, I'm here flying solo today, and Stuart will be back here on Wednesday. And so we're just one more day in the Rant network. And it's just kind of amazing that over the weekend I spoke to quite a few people and they had asked me, so, hey, it was interesting that you guys continue to rant and you talk about guys like, you know, Biden and Kamala Harris and all of these guys and the squad and the Democratic Party and its rhetoric and whatever, but you left out, yay, yeah, that's Kanye West. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? Under the circumstances, we left out Kanye. And for those of you who are not familiar with the story, Kanye West went off. He was in, let me try it again. He went in Paris. He was in the Fashion Week and he wore a White Lives Matter t shirt. Now, I applauded him because at that point it was like, hey, here is an African American who gets it, an African American who understands that it's not about Black Lives Matter only and that the movement itself is flawed. Philosophy was good, the movement was flawed, but the concept of keep saying that only Black lives matter. So he was, he made his comments, but it wasn't good enough. And this is where Kanye West, went off the rails, and he decided he was just going to go off and spew on Jews, where he went off and said, they blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. He said, this shit, it's lit. I'm lit, right? I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? Kanye accused Jewish people of, quote, having owned the Black voice and warned that they poked the bear for too bleeping long. He said either through us wearing the Ralph Lauren shirt, or it's all of us being signed to a record label, or having a Jewish manager, or being assigned to a Jewish basketball team, or doing a movie on a Jewish platform like Disney. We're used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And he just then went off and said at the end, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. The funny thing is, I actually can't be anti-Semitic because Black people are actually Jews. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposed your. Bravo, Kanye. You took something good, you screwed it up, and once again, you went off on that lovely, usual anti-Semitic stupidity. Once again, Kanye, congratulations. You just proved ignorance, a diminishing sense of intelligence. Your reputation has gone to the shits. I don't care about your money and your success. I'm just sick and tired of this Black bullshit. Jewish people walked with Martin Luther King in the 60s to promote equality, anti-racism. The Jew has been singled out for generations, centuries, as the scapegoat for everybody's problems. Kanye West, what the hell did Jews do to you? I mean, to show you how dumb and shit you are, what Jewish basketball team? The Miami Heat? One? Or a Jewish platform like Disney? How ironic, because Walt Disney, the founder of Disney, was an anti-Semite himself. What Jew platform is Disney? And Jewish media? Have you looked lately at who's involved in that? I don't know. It's not Jews anymore. But that's the amazing thing, right? Because he was blocked out of Instagram and Twitter. And he blamed the Jewish media. Good old-fashioned, old-school anti-Semitic tropes. Way to go. And because that son of a bitch has millions of followers, he's taught people, once again, the same lies and the same crap that has been going on for generations, centuries, used by anti-Semites, leaders, heads of religious communities, you name it. I mean, have you ever heard the story of what Henry Ford did? Henry Ford, the great guy with the Ford cars, what did he do? He gave out the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, a book that promoted similar anti-Semitic conspiracy theories that Kanye West just spewed out over 100 years later. It doesn't go away. And where is the entertainment community to downplay Kanye West? The only thing they focused on was his goddamn t-shirt. His White Lives Matter t-shirt caused more issue than his anti-Semitic tropes. Yes, Instagram and Twitter, blocked him. Kudos. I give him credit because Twitter has consistently, and Instagram has been consistently ignoring anti-Semitism. But lo and behold, we finally got something there. Good. But where is the entertainment community to downplay it, to literally say, Kanye, you're in the wrong? Where is the Black community to go after him? Well, I'll tell you what. It took a great star, a gentleman who converted to Islam, to say something. And that was Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Hey, how's that? So what did he do? He was really abhorred by his t-shirt, but he was also disgusted by his attitude. So yes, he has an estimated 28 million followers on social media. And he literally, according to Kareem Abdul Jabbar, what he says can have an impact on society, mostly negative. His statement, according to Jabbar's website, his statement that he's going DEFCON on Jewish people is not just a threat of violence, it's an endorsement of violence by his followers to commit violence against Jews. This is not an empty concern. Even he wrote that in 2021, there was a record 2,717 anti-Semitic incidents across the United States, up 34% from 2020, including harassment, assaults, and vandalism. This is Kareem Abdul Jabbar. He goes, I abhor all forms of discrimination, but I find anti-Semitism particularly heinous because it requires a particularly unimaginative and illogical mind to embrace. First, anti-Semites target a group because they've been historically targeted. That's so lazy. This is Jabbar, right off his site. Why not go after bodybuilders? I love that line. What are they secretly planning to do with all those muscles? Ha ha ha. But this is to show you how stupid you is. Second, according to Jabbar, anti-Semitism usually requires an elaborate conspiracy system that doesn't hold up any intelligent scrutiny, but it does provide a comforting fantasy labyrinth to blame a villain for all problems. Hello, that's been going on for generations. Scapegoating. I've been talking about scapegoating. The Jewish community has been a scapegoat. We were scapegoated for COVID. We're scapegoated for recessions. We're scapegoated for inflation. Jews are being blamed for everything that goes wrong in society because nothing has changed in generations. Those are my words, not Jabbar's. But let me continue with what Jabbar said. Understanding the complexities of the world and the many villains, including themselves, for promoting hate is beyond their comprehension and control. So much easier to just hate Jews. This kind of illogical and immature thought process is how everyone justifies their prejudices. It's how discrimination against people of color and women is rationalized. That's why I'm especially horrified when a Black person spews anti-Semitism without the slightest awareness that they are fertilizing the ground for all racism, including against Black communities. They are the snake eating its own tail. Unfortunately, many others around them, not insulated by money, must suffer the direct and often violent consequences of their ignorance. Congratulations, Kareem Abdul Jabbar. You get it. You've lived it. You've seen it. This is the problem with what I have today. That anti-Semitism is not considered racism by the community at large. It takes intelligence like what Jabbar has put out here to tell the whole world, the Black community, wake up. That we're all in one pot here. That the racism that's spewed out is unacceptable by any stretch of the imagination, because if you go after one, you go after all. Jews have been targeted. We've seen it. Thank you to the Squad. Thank you to Rashida Tlaib, Ilan Omar. Thank you to AOC and the rest of the squad. We want to thank the Democratic Party for upholding that anti Semitism is an acceptable form of communication. Had it been downplayed, because there are those who believe that it's only the Republicans that are racist. And I'm not saying that all Republicans are clean, and there have been Republicans who've gone off on the rails, and I'm far impressed by certain Republicans. But recently, in recent memory, Democratic congresspeople have gone after Jews without repercussions. And yet, that's okay. That's all right, because it's an acceptable form of racism. But say something against the Black community, they throw at you critical race theory. You say something against Islam, it's Islamophobia. It's interesting what is acceptable racism and what is not acceptable racism. The Jew continues to be everyone's bitch. They continue to be everyone's bastard child. We'll beat up the Jew because at the very least, all the communities dislike the Jews. So let's use them as the scapegoat, because we've always used them as the scapegoat. Kanye West, you just ruined everything you could possibly imagine. There's been incredible hate towards the Jewish community. We've seen violence, shootings in synagogues. We've seen people being attacked in Chabad houses. We've seen people on campus, on university campuses, beaten up with baseball bats because they cannot wear a Star of David. A male cannot wear a kippah. That is what you have created. This is what happened 90 years ago in Germany. And I know Stuart loves to bring up Nazis, but Nazi Germany started like this 90 years ago. The United States was no better 90 years ago with that kind of form of hatred. There was a Jew quota in the university system only until a few decades ago. Jews had to build their own hospitals because they weren't allowed in hospitals. They weren't allowed on golf courses. And we're saying, oh, no, that's not going to happen today. Well, why? Look how things have returned back in time. And it's offensive to me to have a minority, a leader, what should have been a leader in a minority community, recognize that minorities need to work together against racism, not opposing each other, not blaming each other. I was asked again yesterday, do I associate as white? And I keep getting offended by that, because why does my skin color determine who I am? I am a Jew. I am a proud Jew. But yet I am white, and therefore I am part of the racism that goes through North America. That's crap. When convenient, I'm hated. When convenient, I'm isolated. When convenient, I'm discriminated against. When I tell somebody I'm Jewish, I get an interesting comment. Oh, really? Oh, why? What's wrong? I've had my fair share of anti-Semitic discrimination against me. I've been told, get over it. It's not a big deal. It's just normal. That's the words I've been used, and it came from a whole different bunch of communities. So what Kanye West did over here, what Kanye West continues to promote, this hate. Now, I'm not going to go hate African Americans now because of Kanye West. But now, how many African Americans, how many other people did Kanye West confirm, convert, affirm that hatred towards Jews is acceptable because we are everyone's enemy? Remember what he said. The Jew controls. That's no different than Henry Ford, no different than the Tsar of Russia, no different than the King of England, no different than the Catholic Church has said for generations. Thank you, Kanye. I thought we've advanced, but apparently we have not. I hope you rot, you piece of garbage. You deserve whatever misery comes your way. That's it for me. I want to wish you guys all a great week. Stuart and I will catch you on Wednesday as usual. Stay well, folks, and please, let's try to all get along.